I've been a Fujifilm since the X-T1 was launched in 2014. I've purchased numerous Fuji cameras throughout the years, and when the H2S, H2, and XS20 came out, I purchased all of them because I was told that the autofocus system was on par with pretty much Sony and Canon. Maybe a step back just a little bit, but basically on par. I've been sorely disappointed with Fujifilm over the last couple of years. Their firmware updates have gotten the autofocus system worse and worse. Now, don't get me wrong. Fuji cameras are fantastic for photography. And the H2, H2S, and XS20 are great for when you're behind the camera. But when you're in front of the camera, the autofocus just doesn't keep up. And here's a little clip to show you exactly what I mean. To be fair, this doesn't happen all the time, but it happens anywhere between 15 to 20%. And for me, that's enough. Just this month, I switched from Fujifilm to Sony as a solo content creator. And there's really just one major issue, and that is Fujifilm's autofocus system. If you're an operator of a video camera and you're behind the camera, Fujifilm's system is phenomenal. It has so many professional level capabilities. Unfortunately, when you turn that camera around and you put it facing you, it just doesn't happen. The autofocus system simply cannot keep up. And after doing those extensive tests that I did in December and early part of January, because Fujifilm had fixed their autofocus system, it breaks my heart to say that I've left Fujifilm and have gone with the Sony ZV-E1. Now, do I regret it? Absolutely not. The Sony ZV-E1 is a content creator's dream. It has fantastic autofocus, it has great capabilities, and it's a content creator. Now, I'll still use my Fujifilm H2S, no doubt about it, but it'll be relegated to photography and as a backup camera. I simply cannot trust it to be good in terms of having the camera face me. So, this is exactly the reason why I switched from Fujifilm to Sony. Now, don't bark on me downstairs in the comments, because I've been a Fujifilm for the last, 11 years now. The X-T1, which is sitting on the shelf behind me, X-T2, X-T3, bypassed the X-T5, went with the XS10, XS2, H2, and now the H2S, which I've kept. I earned my Master of Photography degree using the Fuji cameras. Fantastic cameras for photography, and if you're behind the camera. But in my opinion, it is not a solo content creator's camera. So here's my wish to Fujifilm. Fujifilm, seriously, put the resources and efforts into fixing your autofocus and getting it up to par with Sony and Canon. If you brought the autofocus on the Fujifilm cameras to what we see currently on the Sony ZV-E1, I would happily go back to Fuji as my content creator camera. So tell me in the comments below, if you're a Fuji fan, like I am, have you stayed with Fujifilm as a solo content creator, or have you switched to another camera system? I'd be very curious to see what your thoughts are. Thank you for sticking around for this entire video. Until the next one, be well and live happily.